Welcome to Leader You by Black River Performance Management, where we believe work should fuel the human spirit, not drain it. In this leadership podcast, we will dive into the lived experiences of people flourishing in today's workplace and beyond. Join us to hear real-life examples of experiences from our own lives and from the leaders we know and trust.
We are Tiff, Allie, and Angie.
Yes.
We have some exciting news.
Yeah. We do, don't we?
Yeah. I think people probably saw some in my newsletter, but I don't know.
And we've been sharing it. We've been hustling it as well.
You have?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So here's the news.
Here's the news. Let's hear it, folks.
We're going to do a retreat.
Yeah, together, which is so awesome.
A women's retreat.
A women's retreat this September 2024.
Mm-hmm.
September 2024. Combining all of our fun skill sets.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And our experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So let's hear about it, shall we?
Yeah. So, well, let's talk about why we decided to do a retreat.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Can I start?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
okay.
please.
Well, great. My goodness. Well, I've been on a number of retreats and I've enjoyed every one of them very much. And there's also parts where I'm like, man, wouldn't this be cool if? And part of that, using the creative brain and figuring out what makes sense and then partnering with you and Allie and I being partners, we have some really great ideas to roll out and to have a full-blown experience for the ladies retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, talking about all sorts of fun things, but from adventure to hellness.
Hellness
is a combination of health and wellness.
Yeah, we're going to learn a lot of new words.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yep, you're welcome for that one. Hellness.
Hell, it's like, yes.
Yeah.
Hellness.
Yes. We talked about a few different things. With the adventures in our area, we have plenty of fun things to offer people. And there's so many people that haven't taken the opportunity to experience their own backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we, between the three of us, have a lot of opportunity to share that because we're all adventure people, right? We've been on adventures together as well.
Yep, absolutely.
So that's a start. That's a start of where we're going.
What's been your favorite part about the retreats you've gone to?
Ooh.
Like your favorite learning things. What makes you keep going?
I think it's the connection with the humans that I meet. That's probably one of my favorite things that I look back and I'm like, man, I really had such a great connection with Doreen and with people that I had no idea, like I didn't know them before. And then going into it, and then we leave and we're friends. And then we find like connecting later, whether it's a Zoom or a phone call or something like that. The connection and man, pushing the envelope. Allie's really good at that.
I like pushing
the
envelopes.
Yeah. What about you guys?
I would have to say connection as well, but I would also say getting to the point where you're outside of your normal rut and routine of life, and you completely change your environment. And so your mindset shifts, kind of like when you're traveling. You just get a different mindset. You show up curious and not sure exactly what's going to go on, a little bit of fear, a little bit of it's just uncomfortable a little bit, and you don't know, and so it's an expedition. You're exploring. You're navigating a lot of different feelings, and even some insecurities about what will I meet somebody there, or what will it be like, So I think it puts you outside of your normal routine where you can think a lot of different ways and open your mind to different ideas.
Yeah, I like that.
For sure. One of my favorite parts about going on retreats is somebody else plans a vacation.
No kidding, right?
Yeah, which is really kind of fun. When you just show up and you're like, okay, all you have to do is take care of getting here, and then for X amount of days, we'll take care of all the other planning. Just show up, be your best self, and see what happens. That is one of my favorite parts.
Yeah,
and I'm looking forward to cultivating our own.
Yeah, the experience.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, because there's so many. I live by experience. So people like to spend their resources on different things, but I'm all about adventure and experience. So if I can leave a situation and I leave different than when I showed up, man, that's what I'm all about. And that's something, you're right, Allie. That's something that I think between the three of us, we have a lot of experience and knowledge to share to cultivate something that's awesome. And it is very funny. I mean, to go on a retreat, you don't have to plan a lot. You know, you show up and you're like, that's our job, right? Between us to plan a lot of that fun stuff so people show up and they can experience all the goodness instead of worrying about the little things that, you know, sometimes don't matter in the big picture.
Yeah, and the connection that you create with people is usually so unexpected. People you think you'll connect with, maybe you don't as much, but then you meet one person and then they become the latest retreat I was on. I met a lady that she's now like my spiritual mom.
Oh, nice.
And she's a healer too. Yeah. And I nicknamed her the Healing Dragon.
Oh, very nice.
And she's really awesome. And it's one of those things where you just don't get to know. You get to be around people and have meaningful conversations, experience awe, be in beauty, get to the deep stuff and not stay so transactional. So you are getting on a deeper level of connection than, you know, what do you do and what's the weather and
where do you work? All the boring
which
stuff.
are good questions.
They are valid, not downplaying those,
questions,
but they get old.
But they're not the only ones.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of other questions.
She's got all kinds of questions.
Allie's great at those. You're right. Yeah.
Well, people make me curious.
That's part of it too.
Yes,
the curiosity.
Yeah.
The curiosity element, because you are really good at that. Getting people
curious.
Yeah, asking good questions.
I'm curious because I've learned that I don't know very much, and I find it to be fascinating. Like I know a lot,
that, folks.
I know a lot of things because I've learned a lot of things, and every time I learn something, I'm like, boy, howdy, didn't know that. I wonder what else I don't know.
Yeah.
So it just lets me ask a bunch of questions.
Yeah. Some people that makes really uncomfortable. That makes some people very uncomfortable though. The not knowing.
Yeah.
It used to make me uncomfortable. You walk into a situation like I don't know what I'm doing, but now I'm like, shoot, nobody knows, and that's the beauty.
Yeah, I agree. And just putting yourself in that predicament, I didn't know I liked podcasting until I did it.
Same.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that I didn't think. Well, you just don't know what you don't know until you know it. And that's the fun part. And that's the exciting part is you don't know what you don't like if you've never done it. I know there's a lot of people that are like, well, that's not for me. I don't like doing the touchy-feely. I don't like going on random trips. I don't like strangers, so I'm just not going to do it. But if you ask those people how many times they've done it, the answer is probably 0. So when you're talking about doing something that's uncomfortable and you're wondering whether or not you'll like it, well, you have to do it.
You do.
And then you find out. You don't you won't find out if you really like something just thinking about it.
Yeah.
You'll know if you like thinking about it. But
thinking and doing are different.
Like I like the idea. I think I'm an adventurous person. I like the idea of being able to go on spinny roller coasters. I think it looks cool when people go on them, and it's really fun. But here's the thing: I've tried it, and every time it ends terribly. I'm not a spinny roller coaster kind of girl. Okay, I'm a loop-de-shoop.
How do you know? How do you know you're not?
Because I went on them, and I've gone on them multiple times just to see if I've changed. As I get older, I haven't. And afterwards, it's no good, and I don't feel good for about 2 hours.
Right. So on our retreat, we're not going to make you go on a spinny thing and throw up afterwards.
Well, you can. I'm not.
That's not the goal
Let's
here.
talk about what we are going to do.
Yeah, what are we going to do? Oh my gosh, the adventure part is very exciting.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to do. But we're gonna stay semi-local to us, but that's not local to everybody.
Yeah.
And go Driggs Jackson-ish area, Teton County area. And that's a pretty big area. We've spent quite a bit of time exploring and adventuring over there, and there's a lot of things that will make you say, "Whoa, dang!" You know, like, "Whoa, dang, that's cool," or "Wow, I didn't know I could be on a river all day and it'd be this fun."
Yeah.
You know, and it's so some of the adventure stuff, there's mountains to hike, there's rivers to explore. Golly.
Yeah.
The awe walk, I'm really curious about that because you've talked about that, Angie.
I'm excited to bring some of Dacker Keltner's research from his book and from getting to go to a retreat he facilitated, and just bring some of that into learning ways to cultivate awe in our everyday lives. even if it's, you can find on an airport, you can find it in moral beauty, in someone helping a stranger, you can find it in a lot of different ways, but really what it takes is slowing down.
It does.
You have to slow down, you have to get out of your normal environment, you need to be paying attention, you need to reflect, and this is what the retreat offers, is it offers a space for that, and a space to be curious and open up and try that stuff that you might not be good at, like maybe paddleboarding or, hiking or yoga, some of the things that we will have going on at the retreat. And it's okay to be a beginner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
the only way you get to the next part.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Nobody expects you to be good at something you've never done.
Right.
No, I don't expect people to be good at things they've done.
Where are we setting the bar here?
My expectation is that you show up full-hearted to play, and you're just ready and open to go on the adventure. You know?
And this is just the first one that we've planned. We have plenty of opportunities to do not only women's retreats, but we're going to be doing couples retreats. We'll be doing corporate retreats, all kinds of things. We've been doing a lot of research, exploring and navigating different countries and just figuring out places that we could bring and we could facilitate a really good experience for people, get them out of their own environment and just into an environment where they can flourish and they can really see the potential they have. And I think what is interesting about all of us is the different experiences, perspectives, and sense of humor that we have that I know for a fact people will find ways to connect and find what they need and what they're looking for in this interesting mix.
Yeah, I'm so glad you touched on that, because a lot of the retreats I've been in the past usually have, one or two facilitators. You don't really get an opportunity to connect with the people that are putting the retreat on. And that was something I found from the experience in trying and going on these. And that's something I desired. But with the retreat that we're going to have together, because there are three of us, we'll be able to have those different connections. And because we are so different, each of us, I think we're going to have an opportunity to connect with individuals on a level that we don't even know.
Right.
To impress ourselves, have people leave and they'll impress themselves.
Right.
Leaving and just feeling rejuvenated and having it like true friendship.
Right.
True friendship happens at retreats like this.
Yes, absolutely. It goes deeper than the basic ordinary. We sometimes we just got to let down the armor.
Yeah.
And also let down the burden and get rid of the stuff that's not serving us any longer.
Yeah, unplug a little bit, reset the way we think. And that's what I like about this is there's so much opportunity to do that. And it's just going to happen naturally by by the activities that we're doing, the people that will be there, and what we're going to cultivate and bring and share with these people. And that's, I think, one of the parts I'm really excited about.
Yeah, and the beautiful part is after these retreats is like you two are going to be working on a lot of coaching with people that want it. So people could have continuing coaching afterwards and not just, it wouldn't have to just be, you're done.
Yes, that's another good point, because you go to a retreat or a training or something, a workshop, and it's so good while you're there. It's like 3 days of this really intense material, but then you leave and you're like, well, what do I do with this?
Right.
And that being able to take that and run with it a little bit is a game changer, to be able to help people and help people help themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it. And I can't even, we don't have all the details for y'all right now, but we know it's in September and we know it's in Driggs, Jackson area. And we know the week, September
16th,
16th, 17th, that week.
So save the dates. And then if you're interested, we will be putting it on our social media. We will be putting it in our newsletters, those kinds of things. So we'll have those details here coming up pretty soon. But we hope to have, up to 20 people on this retreat. That's the max.
That's the max.
Yeah, that's the max. First come, first serve. So once you get locked in, you're locked in.
Yeah.
And I know people plan in advance. So, we're looking, is it February?
It's 8 months out.
Yeah, 8 months out. So it's time to start locking those things in, which is exciting for us too, because our schedule's getting pretty wild. I know yours is getting pretty wild.
Absolutely.
Yeah, lock it in. Save the date, September, week of the 16th.
Yeah.
Yep. And we will have those details of where we'll be staying and what the times and the cost and all of that stuff. So
yeah,
feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions.
Love it.
Yeah.
Pound it.
Yes. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah.